Hey, Hakim, we're live.
We are live.
Yes, we are live.
All that good stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you, and I really do. I just want to welcome everyone, who's going to be joining us tonight. I know it's still early, so we're going to have different people come on, as you know, with your show, come on throughout the broadcast. And, I'm happy. It's Wellness Wednesday, one of my favorite days of the week. As you know, my On the Q Productions is a media production company whose goal is to focus on personal health, wellness, and fitness.
Mm-hmm.
And my Live on the Q podcast is a streaming platform for that.
Hey.
So I'm very, very fortunate to have you on tonight.
I'm very thankful to be here.
Everyone who's coming on, my name is Quadria Marie. I'm the host of Live on the Q. I'm here with a very special guest / friend, Hakim Taliaferro. I know people use that term, that's my brother, that's my sister. They kind of overuse it. Sometimes they misuse the term, but you and I really are like brother and sister after being friends for almost a decade now, right?
Crazy, time flies.
Pretty much. I look back at pictures and I'm like, wait, 2011. I'm like, that was back in my 20s before I started to be 29 about 6 times in a row.
Right.
I wasn't even 29 yet. We were still, youngins and stuff.
Youngins.
But we're still young though. Let me not say that. We're still we're still really young. Under 40.
Yeah. Age is a state of mind.
Yes. So just briefly, just introduce yourself to the viewers of Live on the Q.
All right. Well, first of all, I just want to thank you for having me, Quadria, to the show. My name is Hakim Taliaferro. I am the founder and facilitator of truth for Alpha Talk. What Alpha Talk does is we focus on the heart, and we know that there are a lot of messages out there. There's a lot of distractions, and what Alpha Talk aims to do is to help people to understand their problems and how to overcome them. So we have a kind of like a 3-core plan of how we do that. We use connect, empower, inspire. We connect by bringing the right minds together, people who are of a like mindset. We empower by providing you tools and resources to be able to actually take action on your vision, your dreams, and being able to overcome your issues. And we inspire you through content. So that's how we actually stay active on social media as well as in person. We do a number of events from time to time. So that's Alpha Talk.
Yes. Shout out to Elegance. He's left a comment as well. So we
what's
have
up, man?
Coming on. Tiana, what's
hello,
up?
Tiana. Hello. God bless you.
Yes, my cousin. Always, my cousin's always a big support. Again, as you guys come on, make sure you send a wave or a hello, some comments so that Hakim and I can see it on our screens, and I'll be able to share it, and we'll be able to, respond back to you guys, because the two of us, we love to interact with people, especially those that are supporting us, such as you guys that are on tonight. So I'm here. I'm feeling really blessed. I think this is maybe my 10th show. It might be. I had to go back and I should have been keeping track of everything, but you know how you're uploading things and doing so many different things. So, but I'm definitely thankful to have you on. Like I said, we go back, long time. A lot of history. Been through a lot of ups and downs. Losses, in life and stuff. So I definitely appreciate having, friends like you and someone that I could go to as an entrepreneur also.
Yeah.
Who can understand me, because sometimes you and I both know we got friends who aren't entrepreneurs, and it's different. And shout out to Javon. Speaking of friends,
Javon, what's up?
Hey,
love,
from Florida. So that's my other brother from a mother.
Yeah, Dr. Love Jones.
Dr. Love. I can't even say his name now.
It's an alpha reunion right now.
This is a whole alpha reunion in the house.
Yeah.
pandemic or not, we still know how to connect with each other and how to help each other. Basically, we both know how to support each other. So I thank you guys for sharing as well. I see some people, are sharing the video. So Hakim, again, like people don't, like I said, they don't know our history. I'm not going to go all, into it because it is a lot. But I was a part of your brand prior to Alpha Talk. So luxurious light scent. So
a lot of history.
I still probably have the business card from there, but we, like I said, we go way back to there. Us helping and supporting each other, and I'm going to continue to do that. Whatever a venture, a project you have, in the works, because I definitely believe in you. Hey, Mom. My mom is saying hi.
Hello, Miss Danita. How are you?
HT. Hello. That's got a new name now. HT.
Love, man, love.
Well, I call him Big H. And now she switched you up. I gotta call you HT now.
He ain't funny.
What's up, folks? What's up?
What's up, Naima?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey. Y'all still your Alpha reunion out here.
It feels. That's what I'm saying. It feels good, despite what's going on. That we're still connected to each other.
Yeah, and I was just listening to
you doing that.
No, for real.
My mom wrote. She said, "Congrats to you and Ashley."
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna tell Ashley you said congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, and I want to say congrats to you too.
For the baby.
I was waiting.
Yeah. Man, I was waiting too. Actually, I was like, I'm looking forward to being a father. Yeah.
I can't wait for you guys.
It's gonna be.
That's a real blessing.
It is. It's something else. Something else.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, we're always gonna be alphas. I feel like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in my heart, my spirit. Javon said, "Luxurious life."
Oh, he remember.
Yeah, Javon was there as well when I think you were still under that brand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went through truth.
Do you wanna tell the audience how you got how you briefly got started with Alpha Talk? Like, how did you even transition from Luxurious Life Sense to Alpha Talk?
Yeah, so the backstory is the original concept was just I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I had this big vision. I'm like, okay, I want to have my own company and I want to make my own living. So I started the company and I named it Luxurious Life Sense because in my mind at that time, that's what I was pursuing. It was a very materialistic mindset where I was pursuing to like not only create a brand that put off this image of luxury, but it actually was luxury itself, the product. So I did everything. When I first started, I was literally doing everything from hand, like the bottles, I
remember,
I was doing everything from hand. I remember
that. I had my little bottles. I was at work selling the bottles and stuff too at the time.
And it was a lot of work. But I went through some personal experiences that kind of led to me changing the name to something more authentic to me, which is the Taliaferro. And the Taliaferro is basically my last name because my journey from the whole luxurious life mindset of such a big focus on materialism transitioned over to I am luxury. I am the wealth. I am that pursuit. And that's the mindset that I wanted to release to others and help them to come to an understanding of. And that's what helped birth the concept of Alpha Talk because it became all about the mind. Because, it was like an outward pursuit of luxury, but we wanted to get people to see that they themselves are luxury and to just have a higher perspective of themselves.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what Alpha Talk. Yeah, you remember the affirmation.
Yes. I said, I am abundance. I am love. I am power. I am honor. I am authentic. I am that I am. I am Alpha.
Hey, that's right. Yeah, and like it was so powerful. It was just so powerful, the meetings that we had. And man, like once you truly understand what's inside of you, what you do, everything else you do changes. The way you do things change. The way you treat people, it changes because you start to, start to live from a different perspective. And Alpha Talk has made many transitions over the years, but we keep our focus now is just helping people to become overcomers. And there's only one way you can truly become an overcomer. And we'll get to that later on.
Yeah, it feels awesome when you see your people come on, especially those you haven't seen in a long time.
Yes,
and so that shows you that it doesn't matter how long it's been since you've seen somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You still feel like connected to that person, regardless. 5 years, 10 years. That bond doesn't go, and you did that with your Alpha Talk Tuesdays.
Oh man, it's so funny that you mentioned
really
that. Mm-hmm. It's so crazy because, like, December 3rd, 2014, 6 years ago, we actually around this time we was actually doing Alpha Talk Tuesday 6 years ago to this date. Yep. So it's just so funny that we even doing this today. It's just so crazy.
Right, that's crazy, right? We're doing that today, and I saw your post as well, and it just brought back all the different memories as you mentioned in Montclair. So it was definitely good times. I know you probably have other things in the works as far as that goes, like virtual events, because I think we do need that. Even though we may not be able to meet in person, but we can discuss that later. But I just wanted to give a shout out to our friend Jeffrey as well. May God rest in peace, because I know I kind of got to you earlier regarding the memory of it, but he wouldn't want us to be sad about, what I mean, like he would want us to speak above him in a positive way. When I think of Jeffrey, I start laughing because what I mean? Because he's it's a fool sometimes. So
he was very different.
Don't come get me tonight. But it's just I just think of good times, and when I think of him, I start smiling and think about him always trying to come out on the dance floor. And I'm like, I just I don't do all that salsa and, Latin moves and all that stuff that he used to do. I would just do my little two-step, have my little Ciroc drink, and I'll be done. But he'd always try to get us to come out and get the ladies turn up on the dance floor.
Yeah, that was Gio. Yeah, he was definitely one of a kind. Definitely one of a kind.
Siobhan said, "Art, Professor Neo, yes."
Yeah.
Always gonna be part of, your Alpha Talk family, I should say.
Yeah.
I consider all of us to be, a family in a number of ways.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've all experienced things within this time period, that could do nothing but bring people together as family.
I agree. And I agree. And it's funny that you say that because like I was listening to something earlier, and it was saying that during this time, we are experiencing a whole range of emotions. Some of us are social distancing, like some of us have COVID, some of us, we have elderly parents and so forth, and people are all over the place. And it's more important now than ever to stay in contact with people. I'm not just not just sending a text message, physically pick up the phone, like, hey, how you doing? You still alive, right? Okay. Okay.
Literally still alive.
FaceTime, because we don't have to allow the distance to create distance. We can still be emotionally connected. Just check on people. It's important. It's important. People out here are really going through a lot of things.
Yes.
Shout out to Marlene too. God bless.
Yeah, she's doing a lot of her big things as always.
Absolutely.
So Hakim, do you want to further talk about that? Because I know that's one of the topics we wanted to discuss. People, feeling out of place and feeling lost, and it's people of all ages. Not just elderly. You have young people as well. They don't know what to do with themselves, pretty much. And I mean, this was going on obviously before COVID happened, but now after people lost their jobs, or a lot of losses, basically, they don't even know what to do, and now they're losing their mind to an extent as well, because they're locked up in the house. And now it's becoming winter time, so now people are going to be experiencing cabin fever and things, and they're not going to be able to get out and connect with people. So they're really going to have to do what you said, pick up the phone and actually reach out to people. So do you have any, any advice for people that's feeling lost or maybe, they're afraid to pick up the phone and speak to their loved ones and friends and tell them, that they need help, that they're going through something right now. We're all going through things, but some people have different levels of needs. So do you have anything you want to say to those people, listening, those watching?
Something, my heart really goes out because like days before this, it was really on my heart, just thinking about all the people who really don't, they don't really know how much impact they bring to the world, and they don't really know who they are. Yes. So they're living their lives and they're feeling alone during these times, but they're not using this time that they are alone to be able to learn more about who they are so that they can give more of who they really are to the world. Like I'll share something like, for me, this whole pandemic situation, I'll say it like this. I call it the Matrix. You remember how in the Matrix where the bullet coming at Neo and then like it came like it was like it slowed down like that. It slowed down. So like what I see is what happened in the world is almost like everything slowed down. So like starting back, I think it was March when this all kicked off, when everything started to shut down. I see it literally as almost like the Matrix effect, where everything started to slow down. And for those of us who have been so focused on pursuing money, just trying to work a job or whatever, like on such a pursuit, it was really a humbling experience for a lot of us. Some of us are still employed, some of us are not employed, some of us are self-employed. Thank God we have businesses and stuff.
Yes.
But in all actuality, like this time has been a lot of time for self-reflection and to learn and to really learn more about who you are. And the reason I'm stating this is all connected is more so because when you really know who you are, you can actually, you surround yourself with people you can actually learn and pull from. And a lot of the times we avoid conversations or networking with people that challenge us. So
that's true.
We call the term is confirmation bias. What that basically means is if you agree with me, I only hear and respond to things I agree with. So if it defeats my perspective, then I don't entertain it. It's called confirmation bias.
Wow, I never heard that.
Yeah, confirmation bias. And a lot of us, we haven't learned how to allow others to pour into us and to be able to release who we really are. We're trying to almost like constantly, it's like this constant adaptation to other people, but you're never really living out of who you are. And like I'm saying this because this is really on my heart. So during this time that we have alone, we should be learning more about who we are, learning more about who God is, learning more about our own purpose. If we have a business, like really trying to like slow things down, like look at the systems. Like we should be using this time to like really learn more about who we are and to like be productive. And like it's a revival, that's a whole different conversation. It's a revival, but it's only a revival for those who are paying attention. If you're not paying attention, then you'll see this as bad times. You'll see it as bad times. And that's why, my advice to those is just that. Learn more about who you are. Spend some time like with friends and family. Find out who God is, for you. Like, I know who he is, but do you know who he is? And like, these are the only ways we can actually be able to truly, authentically pour into other people is when we really know who we are. So
and that's the real struggle that people have always have of learning who they are. But like you said, during this time, this was definitely and still is a period of self-reflection.
Yeah,
because you really have no one else to look at except yourself. You know what I mean? You're mostly home, You know, a lot of us, you know, are fortunate, you know, to be able to work from home. And this is the perfect time, really. As you said, it's how you look at it. This is the time, your perspective. This is the time for you to actually have to work on yourself. And maybe this happened for a particular reason, like you said, to slow people down. Everybody was just moving so fast, we don't even know where we're going at. We just know that we just got to keep moving, and don't have no sense of direction. I mean, you don't have to be a depressed person, I feel like, to be lost.
Yeah,
that's another misconception. People think you have to be down and out to be lost and confused. You can actually be happy to have have good people around you and everything, have a good heart and all that stuff, you know, making money, and still not know what your next move is going to be, or what your purpose is, or why did God have you come into this world? Why were you born? And that don't hit people sometimes until later on in life.
Yeah.
You start thinking about things because people get to a place in their life where they start to feel stuck. And then that's when they start questioning why, all these things happen to them, or why something didn't happen to them.
Yeah.
You know, so it's tough. And I'm speaking from personal experience when I say that. A lot of things I was doing back in my 20s weren't necessarily, bad things, that I don't want to say regrets and stuff. But it's different than what I was doing in my 30s. And even now, my mind changed and the things that I want and needed.
Yeah, evolution.
Yeah, and I think we all go through that, or at least I hope we do. And some people look like they want to stay 21 all the time, and I'm like, nah, you could keep that. I can't. My body ain't built for that no more. So, like you said, it's definitely evolution. And I know you you brought up God and spirituality. Do you have any advice for people in that sense, who are looking, like I said, maybe not just lost, but they are looking for guidance, pretty much, and don't know where to go?
Yeah. So, man, that it's like, if people really knew how much God loved them and how He looked at them, they would see themselves differently. Like, I'll just share, my testimony. I can remember I sit here and talk to you as a man who attempted to take his life over 5 times. I stand to you as a man who lost his mother at the age of 8, and his father didn't have any type of relationship with him at all, and passed away when I was 20. I stand to you as a man who never really saw a successful marriage, and somehow I ended up being married, and I'm very thankful for it. I stand to you as a man who never really had a father figure at all, except for my brother. He was the closest thing to it.
Right.
And I know that I have been kept for a purpose, because the people that God has connected me to are also what I call overcomers. A lot of the people that I realize the Lord has connected me to are people who have been through serious tragedy, serious trauma, and somehow they've been able to prevail. And a lot of them don't even know why they're still here. They think it's just to make money, just to stay in a relationship or other things, but it's actually for a specific purpose. And when you ask me that question about, just giving advice about God, honestly, when you really come into an understanding of who He is and how much He loves you, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. And like, you start to live in a world of where you can just freely receive from Him, because you're no longer pursuing the things in the world. I'm talking about the cars, the wealth, the relationships, materialistic jewelry and all that stuff. You're no longer pursuing these things, but these things become attracted to you, because you're no longer dominated by them. And like, I think the issue that a lot of us have, and this is a whole different conversation, but it's because of what the media has drawn us to think. The media has shifted and directed our thinking to think that we are only bodies, and not, and we only live in a bodily realm. And I don't want to get too deep here, but really, like, it's, in order to really understand why you're here and why God has kept you, you have to look at your testimony and look at the people he has placed around you.
Yes.
You know, like everybody, like it's like, you know, I just thank God for the people that I have around me, very strong, loving, sincere people who are deeply devoted to just purpose.
Right.
You know, and I can really elaborate just on community, on the power of community. We talked about that earlier, how not to be siloed. Silo. You know what a silo is? It's a place underground. It's almost like an army base. You know, a lot of us silo ourselves and we limit our growth because, like I said before, we don't want to be challenged. And, you know, we have to be challenged.
I agree with you that people say they love challenges, but in reality they don't. They just want to stay where they're at and have the things they want come to them, and not actually go and put themselves in that position to be challenged. And it's hard because I get like that too sometimes, where you don't want to go through what you have to go through to get to where you want to go. And that's going to take challenge. You know, as they say, the things that are worth it in life are going to be hard. They're not going to just, you know, come easy to you. Yeah.
But at the same time, like when you really, you know, like the real beauty of, like when you really know who you are, you know how much God loves you. Like, I'll be honest with you, like, you know, your whole perspective on life changes. Something that a lot of us deal with is rejection, especially people in the African-American community. And it comes from, a lot of it comes from slavery. It's really in the bloodline. It's something that's genetically, literally attached to the DNA. But a lot of it comes from the mindset of slavery. And I'm specifically addressing, like, you know, people in the African-American community. So when you deal with rejection, what happens is that it causes your perspective and how you see the world to be broken. And you can't really receive love properly. And we see why it's so hard for some of us to stay in relationships, because we don't realize that we're broken. We don't realize we're broken. And, you know, like, and I can go on about relationships. I'm not even going to go there. Man, like, it's so many different things I just want to say.
Right. We could do a whole show probably on just that.
Yeah. But rejection, you know, like when you truly understand that God loves you and that you're not rejected, it changes how you receive love from other people. It changes how you walk. It changes how you see the world. It changes a lot of things. And I think that that's something maybe in the future you could address is rejection, like what it really is and the origins of it. Yeah,
that definitely sounds like a good topic. And rejections just go in so many different ways.
Yeah. So many different ways.
You know, I almost want to talk about, you know, this don't have anything to do with tonight, but, you know, women dealing with, you know, rejection. And you know, you already know. See, you heard, I got that reaction out of you. So yeah, women definitely have a very difficult time, you know, with rejection. But that stems from, you know, us as little girls growing up and thinking that there's no way that, you know, men will reject us, and now, you know, it's a lot that go with that entitlement. I'm not even gonna get into that because I'm gonna start making people mad and all. But sometimes you have to just say what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I've said just same thing as people don't want to be challenged, they don't want to feel uncomfortable either.
Yeah.
You know, and that's even something I'm working on myself, dealing with situations and events that are not always the most comfortable to talk about.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the stuff that you need to talk about probably the most.
Yeah.
It's the stuff you don't want to talk about, or that just don't make you feel good. Because I want those people, you know, as you always, you know, always want to be positive. You know, even on my Facebook, I'm trying to be funny, which is naturally how I am. But at the same time, there are negative things that I have to deal with, that I think about and have to face too. And sometimes that's not something I want to.
Yeah. No, seriously. It's, you know.
Chris was telling us to get into it. No, we're gonna do a whole nother show. I actually need to do a show with men and women. If I'm gonna do a show about rejection, and somehow be able to tie that into into mental health and relationships. And
absolutely, it's definitely
all that stuff. It needs to be a panel.
Yeah,
involved.
I agree with that.
In that, with different opinions and perspectives, especially with men versus women. We definitely view things a lot differently. As Chris knows, I just say your brethren, you guys share the same last name.
Got the same name. Shout out to Mr. T.
So I definitely appreciate him coming on, and we try to support each other. We were just talking tonight about supporting each other, and I know you and Ashley are the same way.
Absolutely.
I definitely know she's been there supporting you. You've been there for her.
Absolutely.
So we can even have a whole discussion on that.
Oh my lordy!
That would be so dope. Encouraging people to support their partners, especially when they're entrepreneurs, as we are.
Yeah.
That's something a lot of people don't understand unless you're doing it yourself.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
I see on Facebook a lot of couples, they don't support each other at all because they don't understand what it takes, the sacrifice the other person might have to make, and the time requirements that it takes to be successful. And success is not just about money and wealth, but it's also part of it, but it's definitely not everything.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm learning with this Taliaferro, learning about the different meanings of what success means.
Oh, that's what's up.
Not just career wise, but just life. In general. So do you have anything else you want to add regarding spirituality and people discovering? Do you have something to say to people who who aren't following God? Is there anything you want to say to them?
Yeah. So one thing I would say is this. When we hear the term God, it is a very abstract concept, and God can refer to a number of different things. So my journey has been very unique, and I have to share this. I'll share this, and this is from the depths of my heart. I share with you how I already the stuff that I went through. I remember for a long period of time, I went into my early 20s, actually, my mid 20s, and I was searching for something. I didn't know that it was really a relationship with God, but I was searching, and it started off with that pursuit of wealth and materialism, trying to do that. And then it started off in this search just for wisdom, just insight, and that is kind of what sparked Alpha Talk, because it was just this pursuit of wisdom, this pursuit of this growth and further development. But what I really realized is what I was looking for was a relationship with him. And a lot of people think that when you hear the word God, we're all referring to the same God. But I need you to know what I need to release and bring understanding to is that he has a name. He has a name, and he sent his son into the world. His son is Jesus Christ, the Lord, the Messiah. He sent his son into the world, and he didn't send his son into the world just to die for us. He sent his son into the world so that we could actually understand who we really are. The reason why a lot of us don't understand the Bible and we reject it is because a lot of myths and misconceptions have been painted around the word of God, as far as it being something that's trying to control you and something that's used to keep you from expanding your thinking and keeping you below. But one thing I will say is, in my journey trying to get closer to God, is that as I learn more about him, he is all about freedom. He is all about freedom. And when I was in the new age, and when I say new age, I'm referring to the mindset where it's a focus on positive energy, negative energy, vibrations, frequencies, all that stuff. I know all about that stuff. I have been there and know even practicing certain other practices. I'm not even going to name them right now, but there were things that I did that were openly hurting his heart. And I didn't know it because I was searching.
Mm-hmm.
And when I found out that he loved me and I started to see my life change and me start to become healed from things like rejection, fatherlessness, losing both parents, and having sex before marriage, and all these other things, all these other problems, I actually became healed from these things. Mm-hmm. And these are things that I felt I will always have control of me. Like they will always be a component of my life where I wouldn't be able to break through, or I wouldn't be able to like I could get past that. Like I may become a millionaire, I could become successful, right, but I'm gonna still have I'm gonna still have daddy issues. Or I may get the daddy issue solved, but then I'm gonna still have financial lack and everything. And I'm now in a place, by the grace of God, I'm now in a place where I'm not controlled by any of those things. And that's the desire that God wants for all of us to have. He wants all of us not to be controlled by any of these things. There are certain laws in place, and I'm referring to like laws, the unseen laws, spiritual laws. There are certain laws in place, and a lot of us don't understand what's happening in the world right now. And there's going to become a point in time. There's going to come a point in time where if you don't know who God is, you're going to be swept away and you're going to be deceived, because there's a lot of darkness and deception out here. There's a lot of people who sound deep. They have a lot of intellect. They pronounce their words with dignity. They have a lot of class. They have elegance. They have wealth and success. And what's going to happen is the people who have itching ears are going to pay attention to them. But what's going to, God bless you, Toya, the people who actually have their eyes on who God sent into the world are going to be the ones to actually succeed and push forward. Mm-hmm. Because I'm telling you, it's a lot of deception. Like I'm not going to go too deep into politics and all that stuff, right. Mm-hmm. But there are spiritual governments in addition to earthly governments. And if you don't know how to navigate these realms, what will happen is that you will become a subject of this world. And what that basically looks like is, there will be certain things you just won't be able to break free from. You'll always be a victim of depression. You'll always be a victim of rejection. You'll always be in poverty. Your relationships will always, you'll be in a relationship and then you'll break that relationship, go into another one. Then you break that relationship, you go into another one. You get this job, you break that job, you go to another one. You're never stable. You've never been built to actually withstand anything, because we keep running. And and it's my last sentence right here. Like, one thing I can definitely say is most of my life I was running. Whenever some type of I was Carl Lewis out there. Yep, I was not stable mentally, not stable spiritually. Like anytime something became difficult, retreat. And what the Lord was trying to bring me to is to a place where I don't retreat. Sometimes you got to stand and see him work. And that's, I'm not going to go into all of my journey with Alpha Talk and how some things happened that caused distance with certain people, but there were things that happened that really broke my heart. And it's been a painful journey, but I've learned how, like I just said, to just stand, don't run, don't argue, don't retreat. Sometimes you have to just stand and keep moving forward.
That's powerful, to stand and keep moving forward. Those two things don't tend to come together in your mind. Like, people think about, like you said, running all the time.
run, retreat,
running backwards, not even running forward.
Yeah,
running back, and you can't get to the next chapter, the next part of your life, always looking behind you.
Exactly.
But that happens if you don't know where you are. That's we were talking about earlier. If you don't have any sense of direction, you may not know that you're going backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
In life, and like you said, this year has caused a lot of people to actually to self-reflect and look where they are in life and see where it is they actually want to go. From here, because the year still isn't over yet. I hear a lot of people talk about 2021, and I'm like, yes, it's next month. January is next month, but there's still time this year. to work on things that you have to work on. Like we're all grown people. We all know there are things that we can work on and do better.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, like you said, challenging yourself. Yeah. And wanting to face that uncomfortability. But it's hard. And like I said, this year it's already been extra difficult for people. So they really don't even want to put extra work on themselves than they feel they need to, but it's necessary. And sometimes when I do things, I look back and I think about it later. I'm like, oh, I could have done that better. But that's the whole point of learning. And you got to be okay to make mistakes in life too. You know, I'm one of those people that's very hard on myself a lot. And I've had friends, Toya as well, that's on here, Miss Fraser Washington, who would talk to me too. Yeah. And as well as other friends of reminding me not to be so hard on myself. But as you know how we are, when you're had the entrepreneur mindset, you're always trying to be perfect about everything. And it's unrealistic.
Oh my goodness, tell me about it.
You're not going to be perfect. You know what I mean? You have the Jay-Z's and Beyonce's of the world, even they have made mistakes.
Yep.
You know what I mean in life. So and we admire them and look up to them. And even they have done things, I'm sure, that we don't even know about. Yes. That they regret. But it's just all how you see things. So even within our own life, we have to learn how to really be thankful for the things that we have accomplished so far in life.
I agree with that.
We've all done more than what we feel like we've done, because we're always thinking about the future all the time. And this year kind of had all of us stop, like you said, slow down and look at what's going on in the present moment. Yep. Not so much of what's going on in the future. What are you doing? What are you doing today at this particular moment to better yourself, to better your life, so that you could have the future that you want? Yeah.
You know what? You know what? I absolutely agree with you. But what I'm gonna share with you right now is probably going to be one of the most freeing things you'll ever hear. It's good to pursue excellence. Don't get me wrong. It is great to pursue excellence. It's great to continue to study, learn, and all that good stuff. But when you start to realize that in the grand scheme of things, all God really wants is your heart, I'm gonna tell you something. It's like, and you also know how much He loves you. All this pursuit of excellence and stuff, it won't be a pursuit anymore, because you won't be using your own energy. When you start to actually live in Him and start to understand who He is, you don't have to pursue excellence, because He is excellence. You've received Him, and like all this, you can pursue the bigger house. Like there's things I desire, I may want X, but I am content and I'm very thankful where I'm at. So it's like, even with the business, like I'm all, like you said, like I'm always trying to improve and stuff like that. But like, I just want to encourage anybody out there that feels like they've been trying, they've been failing, stuff hasn't been working out. Maybe you had a bad relationship and you put everything into it and it still didn't go right. I still want you to know that God loves you. He doesn't look down on you. He still sees you. He still sees you trying to push forward. Some of us, we may have lost a job. You're feeling like, it's not going to happen for me. Like, I applied to 200 jobs. I sent all these emails out. My cousin said he will hook me up, and still stuff is tough for you. I just want to encourage you. I just want to encourage you, keep pressing, but don't think that pursuing stuff is going to fulfill you. It's not going to fulfill you. Like God, all He wants is your heart. And the more like what I'm saying sounds so cliche, it sounds so simple, but it's really so hard. Then the reason why is because we've been trained to have desires. We've been trained to have desires. Ever since you were in school, you were being trained to always want something outside of yourself. Ever since you were a kid. And this is a mindset that we have to be set free from. It's thinking that fulfilling, like constantly doing stuff, is going to fulfill you. And I'll be honest with you, like I consider myself definitely a person who stays active and continue and tries to be consistent with stuff. Like, you know, whatever, like I don't have to talk about that. Like you guys already know. But at the same time, like when I learn is that at the end of the day, like God accepts me as I am. All he wants is for my heart. And he wants me to, you know, share his love with, you know, with other people, like, you know, with you and the people who are listening right now. This is why I'm here. I'm not here to, you know, do all this other big stuff. You know, like for a long period of time, I used to kept trying to like push myself out there. Like, oh, I gotta, you know, I gotta market. You know, I gotta, you know, connect with this person, connect with that person. But now, you know, I'm like realizing that none of that stuff really matters. None of that stuff really matters. The most important thing is for my heart to be right with the people around me. Like if my wife is not liking how I'm treating her, that's more important than me making a whole bunch of people in social media feel good. Like if they're feeling good, but my wife feels bad, then there's a disconnect. Like I need to make sure that I'm living. I need to make sure that I'm living what I'm talking about. Like these are the things that matter. You have a lot of people who are approved and have likes, but their wife and their husband dislikes them.
Right. That's something. Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah.
So we call it social. Yeah, post. I don't even have a term for it.
Yeah, you gotta think of a good term for that.
Yeah, you know, we want to appear to
we'll
be
leave
things.
that. We'll leave that for the relationship show, parents' sake.
Yeah, but it's because I used to be one of those guys. Yep, that was me. I'm pointing at myself. I used to be one of those guys that wanted to have an image and make sure that I was portrayed the right way. You know, like I used to want to be perceived as elegant and classy. Like I would try to put the images right, make sure the music and all this stuff. And all that stuff was coming from a place of hurt. It doesn't look like it because all you see is, you know, you see like the good stuff. But like,
you don't see them. Yeah.
It's a presentation. It's a presentation, and all that stuff. It keeps you bound because whatever you present, you have to protect.
Right, you do.
Yeah.
And people will hold you to it.
So,
and almost make you feel bad if you start showing the real side of you. And you know what I mean? Once you start to become real genuine online. Now people are looking at you funny because they're like, wait, I thought this was happening. But again, that just tells you you can't go by what people post all the time.
Yeah.
I think that's something we're all starting to learn. You can't always go by that. And it's not saying that people are necessarily being fake about it. You know, they really could be living, you know, a fabulous, you know, best life. And I hope they are. But you just never know everything that goes on at home. You know what I mean? On their personal life. And what you see up there, that may have actually took a journey there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of times, even with yourself, when people see you happy, they don't know all what you went through to get to this place.
No idea.
They don't even know a percentage of it, a small percentage of what it took you to get to a happy place.
Oh my goodness.
Staying there. That's the real challenge there. You know, getting happy and staying happy.
Yes.
Are two different things.
Yes, because there's a difference between happiness and joy. And a lot of people, like, happiness is a feeling. Joy is a state of being. And what I used to pursue happiness. I can even remember going back to my spiritual journey. You know, I got to speak on what you just said, like staying happy. There was a place I went to in New York, some temple. Right? They call themselves, I don't even want to say the name, but basically it was a place that you could pursue happiness there.
Wow.
And like I was looking for happiness, and like it was a journey. It was a journey. What I didn't know is I was looking for joy, because joy is a state of being. It's where you, like, I can't even describe joy. Like, it's something that people can see it on you. People can tell if you really are who you say you are. You know, like people who really are like really close to God, who may not even know him fully, but they are close to him, like in proximity, like they can see, like they can tell if you really who you say you are. You know, and like I always wanted to just be a person who was just who he like. This is how I am. You know, like you see me online, I'm the same way offline. It's not. No, I'm not trying to conjure myself up to be excited online, and then when you see me in person, I'm just like that.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, because you guys, some of us, we do stuff like that.
Yeah, believe me, I definitely know some people like that, but I try not to be around those. I'm around, you know what I mean? I can't. I don't like that type of energy, so I try to stay around people who are what they put out.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go on somebody's page and be like, okay, they're lying. Because that's gonna totally change how I view someone in real life, and I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to look at it and go online and I see a whole different person, whole new person than who I just spoke to the day before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's one thing to to say you don't want people in your private business and things. I understand that, but don't come online and just be a whole different person, and then expect people to not be surprised if they know you in real life, to know that that's not being organic. And I think people gravitate towards the two of us as well as our close friends and associates because of that being genuine and authenticity. Like that's really important for people to see that. And that's why you have to be able to be open and be able to share the not so good things in your life sometimes, because that's how people connect with you. They don't always connect with you because of the positive stuff. Yeah. It's typically because of something negative that you may go through or that's perceived as negative in your life. That's how people tend to know, like, oh, you're a real person for some reason. You know what I mean? When you're going through some type of pain. Yeah. And sometimes you just have to be be open about it. And a lot of times people aren't comfortable with what's going on with themselves. Yeah. So because of that, they have a hard time letting other people see their real selves. Yeah, but that comes with time and maturity and acceptance. So
yeah, and that's a journey.
And that's something we're all going through. I don't know care how long you've been on a spiritual journey. That's something that's a daily process to work on.
Yeah.
Learning who you are and accepting who you are and being okay with other people seeing that, because it's not always pretty. Your real self is not always glitz and glamour all the time.
Exactly. No, you're right. Like we go through stuff. I go through stuff. Yeah. We all go through stuff. I'll just share one of the biggest myths that we have, and we're gonna dispel it right now, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the journeys that we have is really towards what we call inner peace, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna share something with you that kind of opened my mind up regarding the pursuit of inner peace. When I realized that peace is not something that you pursue, it's someone you pursue, it changed my whole perspective on what peace was. Like, I used to try to create an atmosphere and I needed silence. I needed silence. I needed it to smell good. I needed it to be in a comfortable chair. All these things I needed to simulate peace for me. But inside my mind, I was at war. So there was a disconnect between my head and my heart because I was pursuing peace, but I was not at peace. And I think that a lot of us, and I hope this is probably for someone right here, is you can't pursue peace. Peace is a person. It's not something you can pursue outside of him, and I have identified him a number of times, and I'll identify him again. It's God's son, Jesus Christ. You cannot pursue peace outside of him. I don't care. Like, you could be the most intelligent, most calm, tranquil person in the world, but that will not last if you don't have him. And my wife always tells me this wonderful story about how there was an assignment given to two students, and they were instructed to illustrate what peace looked like. So one student had drew basically like a guy. I think he was like laying on a beach, and the water was calm, and everything was like relaxed. And then in the other image, they drew a picture of like raging waters. It was a thunderstorm and everything. And it was a guy that was on a boat just relaxed, like just sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what image won as far as what peace really was? It was the image with all the raging waters going around, but the guy was still sleeping and at peace.
Wow.
The reason why a lot of us have so much stuff going on around us is because we are being summoned to pursue him. And if we keep rejecting the call and keep pursuing peace outside of him, we will remain in an island of nowhere.
Mm. I never heard that. That's something. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always, yes. You always give, people something, to ponder upon, to dwell on and think about. And I definitely think you've done that, for tonight's show. Do you have any other like on the Q-tip that you want to share with the viewers?
On the Q-tip, okay.
Yes.
Let me get some inspiration. What would you like me? Like, what would be the?
No, it's just whatever you want to share from your heart.
Okay.
That you would like to share with people. It doesn't have to be, it's a spiritual tip. It could be, anything, anything related to, to health, wellness and fitness, something that can help them now, during the pandemic, to help them get through the rest of, this week, the rest of the year.
Yeah. One thing I'll say is definitely place yourself around the right people. Place yourself around people who can pour into you. If you're always the one who's always pouring out, and you don't have people around you to reciprocate that, you're going to end up feeling regretful later on in your life when you continue to be around people who you're not able to pull from. So like my tip right here is this relationship. Place yourself around the right relationships. Do not connect yourself with a person or people who continue to extract. They constantly make withdrawals, but they don't make any deposits. So like my tip right there is just monitor your relationships, and continue to place yourself around people who can add value.
Yes, monitor them like you monitor your money.
Hey.
People know how to watch that dollar, but they don't watch the people around them.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Man. Amen.
Yes. Do you have any current projects that's coming up next year that you're working on? Any new ideas? I know you mentioned blogging earlier in the show.
Yeah, so we are working on a blog, and we are working also on a few books and everything like that as well. I wrote one book a few years back. Don't wait, go be great. I wrote that a few years back. I think I put it. Did I put it on Amazon? I don't remember if I did or didn't. But I'm actually planning to write some books, and definitely planning to do some events regarding Alpha Talk. Specifically, I'm talking about Alpha Talk right now. We're planning to do some events, some gatherings, some virtual online events. If you want to, you can go to our website. We'll talk about that at the end. I guess Quadria will provide it to you. But definitely looking to do some events where you can truly be around people who will pour into you and just grow with you. That's really what the goal is right now, is just connecting people, empowering them, and inspiring them. Hey, that's right. So like I definitely encourage all of you to stay connected with the boy, the Alpha Talk and everything. Yeah, definitely have some good projects coming up.
Yes, and I'm definitely, going to be helping you, as far as the blogging, because I do want to let people know I am going to be doing public relations services, but I'm just gathering it all together. You don't want to just go into something until you have things in order. So, that's one of my issues I had, trying to do so many things at once and not focusing on one thing or two things at a time, and growing. Growing those things first before I jump into all these other things. But it's hard when you got so many ideas in your head, and and you have so many different talents. So that definitely makes it even more harder. Oh, she asked, she said, do you have any more copies of the book?
Oh yeah, I'll get it to you. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely underneath Hakim. You can post, how people can purchase a copy. Like you said, if it's on Amazon, that would be even better because most people have that.
Yeah.
And if not a physical copy, they'll be able to purchase a digital copy as well.
Yeah. I'm just really proud of you. I'm saying this on camera now. Like I've seen your journey throughout the years. You've continued to grow, and just like your platform, I love what you're doing here. Like just the quality and everything is just like amazing. Mm-hmm. Like I'm just really proud of you, and I just want you to keep going. And just my word of encouragement to you is like, there's times and seasons. Mm-hmm. So what you have going here is a very good thing. Keep this going, definitely keep this going. And eventually, like I'm like, you have a good thing going. I'm telling you, it's going to blow up. It's really going to blow up. You just stay in position. Like one of the most important things I can ever share is about the power of positioning. Yeah, just stay in position, keep doing your blogging, keep inspiring people, keep, sharing your tips and everything. I'm like, that's really going to, that's going to propel you forward.
Yes. So, thank you. I really do.
I'm very proud of you.
That. All of this to get to where we want to go it takes a lot of energy, time, money, passion. So, things that you've always talked about. There's days when you're not feeling motivated, and you're gonna have the right people around you that's gonna push you to tell you to get off your ass. You're too talented to not be doing what it is that you say you want to do.
Yeah. Yo, I'm telling you, man. Yo, it's a journey to being like truly self-motivated. Like it's a journey, and honestly, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, it is.
But like, I just want to give a shout out to those of you, like even those of you who may not have a company or anything yet.
Right.
It's okay. It's okay. There's different types of preneurship. I say preneurship because a lot of people don't really know that there's different types of preneurship, and I'm gonna explain it right now. This is a little tidbit. This is about entrepreneurship. So you have infopreneurs, intrapreneurs, and then you have entrepreneurs. Infopreneurs sell information. So you could be a person who still has a 9-to-5, but you may, let's say you work at, you work at, let's say a company like Apple or something like that. And you start to get what we call product knowledge, product specification. You start to get specific, product expert. That was the term I was looking for. Mm-hmm. And you start to master a certain area. You can start to sell what you know. I'm not talking about selling a company's information. I'm talking about selling what you know, like the information that people are looking for. Like, for example, somebody may want to know how to create an application. If you're working at Apple, you possibly know developers and stuff like that. You can make contacts or whatever. But anyway, like I don't want to go into that too much. But like that's an infopreneur. Then you have intrapreneur. These are people who actually work inside of an organization, but they're able to actually find clientele and build out. So, for example, if you're working at, let's say, Best Buy, you may work for Best Buy, but you may actually have it where you have a private contractor type deal going on, where you're able to build your own clients within the Best Buy network.
Right.
So that's intrapreneur. Then you have entrepreneur, which is what you and I do, Quadria. We are people who, we create an idea and we push it out to the masses. Or, we're trying to get it out to the masses. So I just want to encourage those of you, like there's different types of preneurship, and don't think that you have to do it all yourself. Like really the goal of it.
Yeah, you don't.
No, build a team, get you a team, and don't try to do it all yourself.
Yeah,
it's not all for you.
It's hard, doing stuff by yourself, and that's one of my goals. I mean, I have friends who are there to help me, but I too need to be able to build a team. But that's a work in progress. Being able to have something to have people want to be part of your team. Like I have people who always come to me and say, "I want to be part of your team," but I want to have something solid first. I mean, to bring people to. Because I take that very serious. If I have someone, working, with me, I want to be able to feel good about what it is that I'm putting out there. That
I agree.
I'm bringing people on. So it's nice to have people say, "Oh, Quadria, what do you need help with?" And I'm like, "Well, there's lots of things I need help with, but I need to have things in order first before I start bringing other people in with me. I have to have a clear vision myself."
Absolutely.
Because if I don't have a clear vision, how can I expect the people I work with to be able to carry out what I need them to help with? I can't manage people if I'm not managing myself, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have to start at a certain place first and then grow from there. So
these are realities.
Yes, I would love to have people helping me and assistance and all this stuff, but I'm not at that place yet. Now next year might be totally different. But I'm okay with taking the smallest steps to get to where I need to go.
That's good. That's good.
Which is hard for me because I'm always thinking so big and so grand. So even I had to step back. You know what I mean? You know how I am. I have to step back and think about, okay, I want to get to this place, but I can't just jump from step 1 to 8. I have to actually go through, like everybody else, go through the different trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
But one thing I would say, I do watch other people and what they've accomplished, and I do listen to other people with their advice, because if they made that mistake, why would I go and do the same mistake?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the point. Sometimes you have to actually pay attention and listen to people when they're trying to give you some advice. A lot of people think people out here is trying to sabotage them and things, but there are some people out here who generally want to help you, and you got to have the right people around you who like if you listen to them as a mentor, that they're actually to carry you to the right place. It's just that deciphering,
exactly
who's good for you and who's not good for you. Yeah. And sometimes you don't know. Sometimes something happens and then you're like, oh, that person wasn't the best for me. But you just have to keep rolling with the punches. That's gonna happen in life. So the more positive people you have around you, people who who are wanting to do the same things that you're doing, who want to have the same things you want, you just have to keep yourself around them and try to be around people who are actually further ahead of you.
Exactly.
That's the biggest thing, being around people who are where you want to be. That's exactly who you need to surround yourself with. You don't necessarily need to be around the people of the same, caliber as you. That's at the same level.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to grow if that's all you're around?
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. It goes back to the challenges.
Yeah, the challenges. Being uncomfortable, being the person who still has a way to go.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because the people who are where you want to go, they were where you were too.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They was where you are today, but it's very hard for people to see that, because you're looking at where somebody is today versus where they were, 5 or 10 years ago. Even yourself, like I said earlier, you've come further along than what you even probably aware of. You know what I mean? Like luxurious life since then. Look at all the changes that you have gone through, all the evolution that you've gone to get to as far as Alpha Talk. So sometimes we gotta look back and appreciate our younger self.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Now, let me just clarify for those who may be confused about Alpha Talk, luxurious life since the Taliaferro and all that. Oh, I appreciate the support, Ms. Danita. God.
She's asking, can you tell us a due date too?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have it all your business now.
A due date. Okay. You know what? I'll come back to you with that.
Yeah, come back to that.
I'll come back to that. I respect that though. I love that. I love that accountability.
Trying to get your business and stuff.
Nah, but she's talking about for the baby.
I think she's talking about for the baby. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we, God willing, we're looking at July, like an early July. Yeah.
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 A summer baby.
Summer baby.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, that's gonna be something else.
Yeah.
No, but, yeah. So Alpha Talk was created after I created the perfume company, because like my entrepreneurship thing, like what I actually do to generate income, is the business that Taliaferro. That's how I generate income, is through the fragrance company. Now, Alpha Talk is like what I consider like this is a inspirational platform where we connect, empower, and inspire. Where we connect, empower, and inspire people. So that's what Alpha Talk is all about. When I first started the company, it was called Luxurious Life Sense, but then we transitioned it over to the Taliaferro, which is the name of it now. It's my last name, and our main selling point is that we just basically tell people that they're luxury. Our slogan is "I'm luxury."
Yes.
What about you?
Yes, I remember when that started. That slogan, it's still carrying strong today. Yeah, it definitely faced the time. It's you can. I mean, 20 years from now, you can say that I am luxury. What about you?
Yeah,
and true, because you have to see yourself as luxury.
Yes.
I mean, you can't if you don't see yourself as luxury, no one else is.
Exactly.
They're gonna look at you the opposite, cheap and what I mean? and expensive. I'm not talking about as far as as riches and stuff.
Yeah, just your character.
Your character.
Yeah, because you remember, like I did a message a while back at Alpha Talk Tuesday, and the title of it was "Quality Over Quantity," and we were talking about how Hondas, not to throw shade to any Hondas because I like Hondas, Toyotas, and all that and so forth, but Hondas are mass produced. The Bentley is handmade. So when you have something that's handmade, it's made one at a time, which means that there's more attention put into details and so forth. So when you start to see yourself as that handmade person, that one at a time creation, you start to carry yourself like that, and you start to also treat others that way as well.
Wow, I like that.
So that is kind of like, that's what luxury is when you start to understand that you are rare, that you're one of a kind.
Yes.
And you give that to others. You make others feel that way.
Right, that they're special.
Exactly.
That we're all Bentleys and BMWs.
Exactly.
At least that's what we should be. We should all be aiming for.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna be hashtagging that. I'm a Bentley.
Hey, handmade, one at a time.
Handmade, tailor made.
Yep.
Javon said he definitely got his eyes on a Bentley.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Bentley is nice, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
We gonna have one day. More than one.
Hey, you never know.
You never know. If that's what you want. You don't have to want a Bentley. You could be good with a Honda, but I think we need to reach further.
Yeah. No, like I'm thankful for the Honda and the Toyotas and everything. I love that, but I ain't gonna lie, Bentley it'll be pretty dope. It'll be pretty dope.
Yeah.
It's like it's pretty dope. Yeah.
So, Hakim, do you have any social media handles or websites for people to reach you?
Yeah, so you can visit the alphatalk.com. It's TheAlphaTalk, the alphatalk.com. Our Instagram, Facebook's, Twitter is all the Alpha Talk. You can find me there, connect with us there. Yeah. We also have we have a blog too at anchor.fm, but I'll share that information later. You can actually find it on our website, thealphatalk.com.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely,
so
absolutely.
I have your Instagram, it's right now as well on here. So as you guys know, you can reach me, of course, here on Facebook on the Q Productions, and as well as on Instagram on the Q Productions, and Twitter live on the Q. I also have a YouTube channel, which this will be, this is live streaming now on the Q Productions YouTube channel as well. So this will be uploaded for people to go back and watch, and also comment and things on. So I'm feeling really good, and I also have my athleisure wear line on teespring.com.
Hey.
Or on the
Yeah.
So I'm selling, I'm still selling my hoodies. That's like my most popular product. Obviously it's getting cold now, so everybody wants to wear hoodies. So right now I have a 10% holiday discount.
Hey.
And I have the promo code. Once you go to the website, I have the promo code available in the description for you to purchase and get the discount. So I just encourage people, to support us, support, Black business especially, but support every small business owner, out here. We're the ones that really, need the support right now, especially during these times, especially now during the holidays. So definitely reach out, to Hakim and I for your perfumes. If you want to keep yourself warm, reach out to me for the hoodies. So we're here. Him and I are always, always posting online, and not just about our businesses, but we're always posting, trying to motivate people and uplift people, and just get people to realize, as you mentioned, we're all Bentleys, that we're all special. We all have a purpose here. We weren't just born to die. We were born.
I love that. Yes.
We were born to live. Yeah. And I think people have to start living again.
Yes.
Despite what's going on in your life, because if you weren't meant to be here, you wouldn't be here anymore. We're actually, people have to realize that if you're still here, you still have something to do. You haven't accomplished what it is that you're supposed to do yet.
Yeah.
So you actually have to go out and find out, what that is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I have to say.
Dropping bars. I love it.
I just want to encourage people, just keep sweating yourself to a healthier self. I know, the winter time is here. It's hard to go outside now and walk because it's getting cold, but there's still other ways you can, get your exercise, and there's always some way that you can do that. So I just want to encourage people to just trying to find alternatives and not let the cold weather, the winter times stop something that you've already started.
Yeah.
Because it's very hard. Once you stop that process, once you stop that routine, it's very hard to get back, into it. And you and I know consistency is very important.
Yeah.
Being able to keep something up all the time.
Yeah. It's a skill. It's a skill.
It's a skill.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Hakim, again, I want to appreciate you for coming on tonight.
Of course. I
definitely, appreciate that. So
yeah. Mad love. Absolutely. I'm glad to be here, and I thank all of you for those who stayed and listened to us. I just thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Just remember, like Quadria said, you're a Bentley. You have value.
Yes.
You have significance. You have purpose. There's more for you to discover. It's a lot for you. It's a lot for you.
Definitely.
A lot more for you. Mm-hmm. That's all I got for you.
Yes. So I just want to thank you guys again for everyone who who came on, who commented, who shared with us. We had people commenting on my On the Q Productions as well as my personal page tonight. So I really appreciate again all the support. And I just want to tell you guys, I hope everyone has a lovely Wednesday evening into Thursday.
Hey.
Yeah. All right, Hakim, I'm about to sign out.
All right.
I'll be speaking to you a little later.
All right.
So you can discuss business.
Hey, let's do it.
We gotta make that money.
Hey, yo, we gotta get it, man. You have to get it.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Guys, have a blessed night.
All right, have a blessed one, guys.